it's Aaliyah, and today I'm going to be doing my TBR for April. I literally cannot believe that it's already April. This year has blown by, and I say that every year, but I just feel like this year especially, and I'm in my 4th semester of nursing school, so I feel like it just is so quick. Like, I feel like I just started nursing school last year, but it's already been almost 2 years. Like, that's insane to me. That being said, because I'm in nursing school, do not expect me to be reading a lot of books. I kind of make these TBR videos more for fun and also to give me a bigger variety of books to pick from, because I am a mood reader. So I'm only going to be picking 5 books for this month, but it does not matter how much you read or what you read. It's all just personal preference. I just wanted to put that out there. So as far as where my reading taste is at right now, because it changes all the time, I am through and through a romantasy girly at heart. That will forever just be my favorite genre, I believe. It is easy to get burnt out of the romantasy genre, so I have been venturing out to like romance, fiction. I really just love a good story. As long as it's like a fun, entertaining story that keeps me engaged the whole time, I love it. It doesn't matter what genre it is, as long as it's a good story and will keep me hooked. So I'm kind of in a romance vibe, maybe a mystery, I don't know. We'll see. So hopefully I can get a bunch of different genres on this TBR so then I can have more variety to choose from. With that being said, I have my TBR lemon here with all of the different prompts. And so yeah, let's go ahead and pick. All right, I guess I'm gonna go with the one that just fell out. So our first prompt is, ooh, a book that matches your outfit. Okay, I love this one because I am wearing pink, my favorite color ever. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. I'm really excited for this. So, pink covers. We have 1,000 Heartbeats by Kiera Cass. It's either a historical romance or a historical romantasy, I don't know, but the back of the cover looks really cool. So we have that one. We also have Magnolia Parks, obviously. The pink, I just feel like this is giving very girly vibes, which is what I'm giving today. So I could definitely start that. I have this smaller historical romance over here. I'm really not in the mood for that. So is Daisy Jones in the 6 pink? Okay, no. I don't see any other. I guess this one's pinky. This one has pink on the cover, but if I'm going for like the vibe of my outfit, this isn't really giving the vibe. This is giving more like grungy pink rather than like a light girly pink. I would say the two that most match my outfit would be 1,000 Heartbeats or Magnolia Park. I would say that the one that I want to read the most is Magnolia Parks, but the one that matches my outfit the most is 1,000 Heartbeats. So we are in a dilemma. My game, my rules. I'm gonna pick Magnolia Parks. If I'm being so realistic, the book that I'm more likely to read this month is Magnolia Parks, so I'm just gonna choose it. You guys know about Magnolia Parks. I don't need to explain much about this. I started this book about 2 years ago on a plane, and that did not go well because I'm never focused on a plane. And so I got like a few chapters in. I was really intrigued, but I just like didn't read enough to really get attached to it or know what was happening. I think I'm gonna start my Magnolia Parks journey this month, hopefully. Okay, so Magnolia Parks is the first pick. On to my second prompt. Oh, multiple. Okay. Free pick. You know I love a good free pick. Like I said, I'm kind of like in a romance fiction mood right now, I feel like. So given those vibes, I'm kind of in the mood for Daisy Jones in the 6. I feel like this is realistically the one that I would pick up the soonest. And I'm a big Taylor Jenkins Reid girly. I loved Seven Husbands, and I also need a good TV show, and I've just heard that this TV show is very similar to the book. Also, one of my favorite books from last year, The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Everyone says that this one is similar to that one in the sense of like it's written documentary style. So, and I loved the way that that was written in The Favorites. I think this one will be my next book that I will pick up. But another option that I could read this month is probably Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Last year I read Yours Truly by her and I loved it. So I want to read more of her books, and I feel like now since spring is coming and summer is about to be here, I want to read more romance. I want to get back into those worlds, and so definitely Part of Your World is high on that list. So those are the 2 books that I'm like really feeling right now. I'm surprised that I didn't go for a romantasy, but honestly I'm really just not feeling that right now. Like, I'll still read one this month probably, but I feel like starting a new series is just not what I need. Like, I feel like I either need to continue series or read like a standalone fantasy, or just like go all in and read a whole series, but none of those really sound like what I want to do right now. So I think up to both of these, I'm going to choose Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm really excited to read this one. What I didn't realize about this book is that it's written in, I'd like to say, play style. So like in middle school, I used to take theater class, and all of the books were written like this, where it would have like the dialogue with the person's name. And literally there are no like real paragraphs in this book. It's all just names and kind of set like a play. Like if you've ever been in a play before and you've read a script, it's kind of like that. And so I think that that's really interesting. I've never read a contemporary book that's in that style, so I think that could be really interesting for me to read, and I just think it could be something different that I could really enjoy. So it's about a girl named Daisy who's coming of age in LA in the late 60s. She's just kind of living this young, reckless life. She dreams of having a career in singing. So she kind of has these like smaller gigs, and she gets noticed by the Six, which is a band. It's kind of like this chaotic, dramatic story of her and like the relationship between one of the band members, but then it's also like her coming of age and like finding her place in society, but then also chasing her dreams. And I think there's a lot of other complex situations that go on in this book, but it all just sounds super interesting, and it kind of sounds messy, which is also something that I'm feeling right now. So yeah, I'm really excited about starting this book. Let's go ahead and pick the third book. Third pick is Fairy Tale Vibes. That is actually super fun. Okay, Fairy Tale Vibes. So this in my head counts for any type of book. It can be fantasy, it can be romance, anything that gives me fairy tale vibes. This can be anything with magical realism, anything with actual magic, anything that is just like a light, happy romance that just seems like very dreamy. So anything along those lines. When I'm looking at my TBR, I mean, obviously all of the fantasy could probably count, except for books like Crescent City, From Blood and Ash. Like those are more urban fantasy, kind of not super fairy tale like. Heavenly Bodies definitely could count, but I'm not in the mood to start a new series. We have The Bear and the Nightingale, which is actually a trilogy, so that could be something easier that I could start. So I could definitely see myself choosing a book like this. Okay, this is the biggest fairy tale vibes. Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is literally a retelling of Cinderella, but if she were a cyborg, so that's definitely fairy tale vibe. A River Enchanted gives me fairy tale vibes. I've heard that this is a very mystical, folk-like fantasy, and so this could definitely count for fairy tale. And I would say the other one that would count as fairy tale as well as is A Thousand Heartbeats. Looking at all of these, I think the one that I'm leaning to the most is A Thousand Heartbeats by Kiera Cass. Everything about this book just screams fairy tale to me, but also she is the author of the Selection series, which is very much fairy tale vibes. Let me read the summary because I don't really know what this book is about. So it says, Princess Annika has lived a life of comfort, but no amount of luxuries can change the fact that her life isn't her own to control. The king, once her loving father, has gone cold, and Annika will soon be forced into a loveless marriage for political gain. Miles away, small comforts are few and far between for Lennox. He has devoted his life to helping his people take back the throne that was stolen from them long ago. For Lennox, the idea of love is merely a distraction. Nothing will stand in the way of his fight. But when love, against all odds, find them both, they are bound by its call. They can't possibly be together, but the irresistible thrum of 1,000 heartbeats won't let them stay apart. Okay, wait, this sounds really good. So this is like forbidden love. I think that that could be really good. And like looking at the picture on the back, that is so fairy tale vibes to me. This reminds me of something that would be made into a Barbie movie, like a 2000s Barbie movie. My only concern with this book is that it would read too young for me, because I think it's YA, but I would imagine it would be on the lower side of YA. When I read the Selection series, I DNF'd after the first book just because I felt like it felt too young for me. That's the only concern that I have with this book, and that would be the only thing holding me back from reading it. But I'm gonna do some research and see if it does read a little bit older. That'll at least motivate me to read it. So yeah, that is the third pick for April. Okay, on to the fourth prompt. Okay, we have part of a long series. Yeah, you guys remember when I said I didn't want to start a series? But actually, this is a good one because there is a series that I have been wanting to start, and I will for sure read this year. So maybe this will be good to put on my TBR. That way I can at least start this series, because like I said, I know I will be completing it this year. And that would be The Hunger Games. But let me look at some of my other options first before I choose this one. I know The Naturals. Well, I actually think that's only part of 4. I could read City of Bones, but that just seems so intimidating. Like, this series is gigantic. Also, Crescent City, I could finish this book, but my plan with Crescent City is reading it after I do my reread of ACOTAR, so I don't think that. I could read Taming 7. This actually is one that I do want to get to soon. This is part of a longer series, and I really just miss Boys of Tum, and I really want to get back into this world. So this is an option for sure. I think I'm still gonna pick The Hunger Games, but maybe Taming 7 will come up on another prompt. So yeah, I have never read Hunger Games in my life, and I know that this is just like a staple. If you are a reader, this is one of those series that you just like have to read. And I'm very aware of that. So yeah, I am going to. And my friend Emma, she tells me all the time that I have to read Sunrise on the Reaping because that's like one of her favorite books. I really want to read it too, especially with the movie coming out. So that's why I said I'm for sure going to be reading this whole series so then I can binge all the movies and then watch Sunrise on the Reaping when it comes out in November. So this is one that I have been wanting to pick up. So yeah, let's read The Hunger Games. Last summer I actually started it and I got to page 86. Probably just gonna pick up where I left off because nothing big happened plot-wise. And I've also watched the movie, so I kind of know what happens. So I'm probably just gonna pick right back up where I left off and then just continue this book. This is the 4th book on my TBR. I am actually so mad, guys. I had to tell you this because my friend Emma let me borrow Starlight by Sky Lauren, and I completely forgot to add it to my TBR. This book follows the 2003 movie Peter Pan and Wendy, and it's them as they're older, basically an alternate ending if Peter would have gone back for Wendy. So I really want to read this, and I told her I would read it this month, so I'm probably just going to add it to my TBR. I'm just going to go ahead and put it up there. Now we are on to the 5th and final prompt. Your favorite cover. Okay, so my favorite cover. Well, this cover is definitely probably my favorite right now. This is my most recent book that I added to my TBR. It's Half City by Kate Golden. This cover, I've just never seen a cover like this. It's so cool. I love the art on it, and I love the characters and just like how the letters are foiled. It's super cool. No, I feel like the covers on my TBR are kind of lacking. I think A River Enchanted though is really cool. It's very pretty. I do really like Just for the Summer's cover for sure. Okay, I would say these are the 3 books that I think are the coolest covers. I think I'm gonna read A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This cover is honestly just stunning, and I also think that this is very springy, and now that we're going into spring, this would be just a really good read. I feel like a good mood read. It says that it starts with a letter and an ominous journey across dark waters. 10 years after being sent away to the mainland to become a bard, Jack Tamerlane is summoned home to Cadence. Girls are going missing from the island, and Adara, his childhood nemesis and the future leader of the clan, believes Jack is the only one who can find them. The elemental spirits that dwell in every breath of air, splash of water, blade of grass, and flicker of fire find mirth in the lives of the humans, and a bard's music is the only way to summon them and ask that the girls be returned. Yet as Jack and Adara get closer to solving the mystery, it becomes apparent that an older, darker secret about Cadence lurks beneath the surface, and no harp song may be strong enough to stop it. Oh yeah, this sounds like a cozy fantasy, which I didn't know I was in the mood for, but now I'm like, that sounds right up my alley right now, so I'm excited to put this on my TBR. Okay guys, I know I only said that I'm going to put 5 on my TBR, but I forgot about this book, and I'm just going to be adding this to my TBR just because I for sure am going to read it anyway this month, so I might as well add it. To give a little recap, here are the 6 books that I'm going to be reading in April. We have Starlight by Sky Lauren, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, 1,000 Heartbeats by Kiera Cass, Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So I think this TBR is actually amazing. I am so excited to read all these books. I think the one that I'm the most excited for is probably Starlight and Daisy Jones and the Six, but I think they all sound really good, and I'm excited to have a good variety of books to choose from. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. I will see you in the next video. Bye!